If you are a psychotherapist or counsellor, or equally a member of the public concerned with either, then there are some questions that you could usefully be asking yourself and others at this juncture. The juncture I refer to is the prospective state regulation of psychotherapists and counsellors by the Health Professions Council. Now, this is going to be a piece which focuses on ethics, but perhaps not from the usual angle. I would call it a look at the curious eclipse of ethics. How ethics have actually gone into the shadows. In the state regulation process, now underway, guided by the Department of Health and Skills for Health, with the Health Professions Council as the destination for the regulated, questions of professional ethics, what they are, how they are developed, and how they are applied, have disappeared from view. Now, I'm speaking as somebody who has been on three ethics committees in the course of my 24 years in practice, and has participated in the development of codes of ethics. One would think that ethics are a central matter, a sine qua non, where client protection from potential professional abuse is concerned. Ethics are already highly elaborated and codes very clearly in place for the self-governance of virtually all psychotherapy bodies. Variations in codes of ethics are usually in appropriate correspondence with variations in modes of practice. And this is a very varied field. Here, perhaps, is the first clue to the disappearance of ethics from the regulatory process. These very variations in ethical codes will either be refused existence on the grounds that variety confuses the public, or perhaps, less disingenuously, because variations will be difficult for health professions, councils, administrators to get their heads round. When standards are taking the place of ethics, when standards largely refer to standardizations, here is a place where bureaucrats are likely to be out of their depth. The disappearance of ethics from political and administrative consideration has been marked by the substitute focus on title, standards of proficiency and competence, and standards of education and training. These are the themes, and the HPC's determination of all three constitute the object of regulation. All three are amenable to capture. All three can be objectified and generalized. Not so with ethics in the psi field. Since the foundations of ethics are subjective, existing within and between persons, always requiring reinterpretation according to the specificity of a dilemma, ethics present the would-be regulator with a problem to be swerved. The ethical psychotherapist is internally regulated. External mechanisms are secondary, surplus, even superfluous. In the presence of the ethical practitioner, the regulator is a supernumerary. There is a further inconvenience if ethics are really on the table. The ethical attitude exempts no one from its gaze. And that means the state and its partners become subject to ethical considerations. Matters of conscience start to demand consideration. Just as the state dreads and forbids its soldiers from exercising conscientious objection when ordered to kill, so the Department of Health and the Health Professions Council and Skills for Health will endeavour to remain beyond critique and attempt to disallow conscientious objection where its orders are concerned. After all, it is constituted by order of the Privy Council. However, in the last analysis, the Health Professions Council will be the people that compose it. No different to practitioners and their clients, liable to the tides of denial, splitting and projection. All this is highly inconvenient in the context of a corporate managerialist culture where someone else always knows best, where everyone is to obey orders, where no one person has to take responsibility, because everyone is under surveillance. Free subjects will always interrogate hierarchical power. There are very serious ethical questions involved in the state arrogating the power to monitor and police the inner world processes of psychotherapy and counselling.